Thursday. Welcome to week 14 of our Bead Stash Challenge 2026. Hope you all had a great week and have had a chance to do something creative, because that's what Bead Stash Challenge is all about, right? So I'm Paula Montgomery, and I'm from Desert Cat Creations, and we are the creators of Bead Stash Challenge. And we'd love to have you join us. As always, you can join us by joining our group, and you can use our cards to make a project if you don't have your own, or you can buy them from me or through our website. So hopefully you'll have fun playing along. If nothing else, you can always watch the video and be amused by whatever it is that I happen to do stupidly that day. So I'm just teasing. So quick announcements. So this weekend, hey Lorraine, I know many of you will be watching the Great Bead Extravaganza. If you're not familiar with that, that's where a lot of companies, I think there's 10 companies, give free video tutorials, basically, Saturday and Sunday. They're always sharing things. I'm not going to try to name them all, but, you know, Softflex, Candy Cooper, Kay Gossip, Stars Beads, we've got Abby Berta of the Bead Place, you've got Humble Beads, I think Design and Adorn has joined them now, and, who is it, Kate Richburg, and, Neely Patel, right, and goodness, I can't remember the last person. Anyways, there's a bunch of people, a bunch of great stuff. So I am going to take the weekend off. I will post my cards, but I also have out-of-town company in this weekend, so I was struggling with when I was going to do my show, and I decided, since there's so much beady goodness for all of you to watch, that I will just skip on a project for this weekend, and I will post my cards, and I will see you guys next Thursday for our design reveal, okay? Other news. So, remember a couple weeks ago we made these, we made them as asymmetric, but we made these butterfly earrings. So I did put together some kits for this version. So these are stainless steel. Oh yeah, Christy. I was also, can't remember the other lady. Anyways, I know I'm horrible. Green Girl Studios. I'm gonna kick myself for not remembering. Anyways, all right. So we made these. I put together a couple of kits. Now I also put together similar kits with. And let me go ahead and flip the camera over, just because it'll be easier to show. Right. So we've got this kit in Amazonite. So what you get in the kit is you get the earring component, you get the gemstone beads, and you get the spacer beads. You don't get wire or head pins, okay? So you'll have to put it together on your own, but you do get the spacer beads and the all the beads in there, okay? So the other options are I'm also putting together, and I haven't done my sample yet, I will do them later today, but I have a pink quartz version. The pink quartz version is going to look very similar to the Amazonite. It's going to be silver also, and again you get the spacers. Like I said, the spacers are a little different, so, and the bead shapes are a little different. Yeah, Cynthia. Yeah, I was trying to remember the other lady, and I've even met her, so that's why I'm kicking myself. But she's always on after Kate. Anyways, yeah. So great kids, or great learning and all that stuff from all these people. All right, the other kit I am putting together, this is a highlight version. And I'm doing this one in gold just because I don't do much in gold. And I thought the gold works okay with the turquoise. I didn't like it with the pink. It was just too much for the pink because that pink is so light. So anyways, these are highlight. They are not real turquoise. The other ones I think are real stones. So, I mean, not that highlight's not a real stone, but anyways, so these are gold, and I'm, like I said, I will post my samples of those kits up later. The design of this one really is going to be just like 2 sections, but anyways, so all of those 3 kits are available. The Amazonite, phew, I can't talk today. The pink quartz and the highlight, they will be $12 for each set. And like I said, you get everything except the wire to put them together, because that way you can decide how you want to do them. You know, you don't have to do the asymmetric design I did. You could do exactly the same. You could just do 2 pieces if you don't like them that long. And then, you know, keep the others for another project if you want. Anyway, so, hey, Janelle, yeah, we were just going over, like I said, I put together some kits for these, which you can do what you want with, but I also have a version that's in pink quartz and a version that's in halite. Each of those is going to be $12. I will post the pink quartz and the halite versions, or samples later. But each kit is $12. I have a limited supply because I don't have all of that stuff. And Janelle, the other thing I was saying is I'm not going to be on this weekend since you guys will all be on TGBE. I'm going to take the weekend off, and I have out-of-town company, so it's a good time for me to take off. So, all right, so let's look and see what we're making today. So, we're going to make hoop earrings. We are going to use turquoise. We are going to use tiny beads. We are going to use seed beads. And I will admit my tiny beads are seed beads. And we're designing it for a holiday. So, let's look and see what I've got in my little kit here. So, first thing I've got is some wire, because I got to be able to make my hoop. And I have some 20 gauge. I'm going to use 18 gauge for my hoop. I'm going to use 20 gauge for my ear wires. Okay. And then I pulled out, actually I have 2 different sizes. We'll see in a minute what I'm going to use of turquoise seed beads. So I've got 6 O's and 8 O's here. Now, remember, when you draw like this used turquoise card, that can be the color, or you can use the stone. But today I'm using just the color, okay? So, like I said, there's my seed beads, there's my tinies, as long as I use some of the 8 6s. It might be 3mm. Anyways, so then I pulled out some colorful ones. And I've also got like some spacers here as we work out our design, what we're going to use. I thought I would pick for my holiday Cinco de Mayo, so that's why I'm going to use all these colorful beads, because there's always lots of bright colors in all the decorations and stuff. I also have some either chili peppers or cactus here, which I might add. We'll see what our design turns out to be. All right. So, you know, I thought about doing something, you know, for margaritas for Cinco de Mayo, but I got out some chili peppers and all the and I searched like decorations just to see what others would use cactus were in most of those. You know, I'm good with putting cactus in everything. You guys know that, right? So, all right. So let's make us a hoop. All right. So I am going to I'm wearing, if you joined me before seeing me, these were our hoop earrings we made last year. Okay, these were my Roadrunner inspired, so that's why they have like this black and white design, and then the red was to symbolize the little red by his head. I think I had to use the challenge beads, so that's with these green beads and a feather, so that's how we made those. So we're going to make something, the hoop part's not going to be all that different, although I think I'll make them a little smaller today. And actually I didn't think about that. I could hang, I was thinking I needed to hang whatever from the bottom, but I can hang it in the middle. There we go. All right. So I pulled out this tube that I have just sitting here, and I am going to use that to decide how big my hoop needs to be. And so you can pick whatever you want. And I'm using the 18 gauge just because it'll hold its shape a little better, but we may also, I have my bench block, my tiny bench block, and my hammer out here. So we can do a little bit of hammering just to firm this up and let it keep its shape. Now I don't want to do too much or my beads aren't going to fit on there, okay? All right. But see, now I don't have to fight that. It's keeping its shape. So all right, let's get some beads out. And I want to use these guys. There's a silver bead in my turquoise beads. Oh well. I was debating. I have a couple different kinds of spacers here, just to add a little fun. Now the question is if I hang that cactus in the middle, which I'm thinking I might do that actually. We'll see. I like these, what are these? Corrugated spacers. Let's do that. But I thought these were kind of interesting too. So let's put some beads on here. And we're just making this up as we go along, by the way, so that could be dangerous. All right, so I put like 5 beads on there. Let's see what this looks like. I think it's gonna be too big. Yeah, I don't like that. All right. And now I want to put one of these on each end. I think that's okay, right? And then let's put, let's see, I am just randomly, and what I'm going to do is build this on both sides because I want, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to match it. Just a second, I know I'm off screen, so. So I added like 5 to each side. So do you guys think I should go with the colorful ones again, or, you know, put another spacer and put some more colored beads, or put some more turquoise beads? Or we could just end it there even if we wanted to, so. I think we'll try spacer on each side. I kind of feel like I should kind of make these match. What do you think? Not sure I like the colors that ended up on this side. I wasn't going to worry about matchy-matchy, but now I kind of feel like I need to. All right. So I need green, purple, pinkish thing, turquoise. I guess this is kind of a copper. Bought this mix at I think at my local bead shop here. I actually went there a couple days ago. I have not been there in goodness, a couple of years. It's my local bead shop, but it's, you know, like 45 minutes away from me. So anyways, there's what we got. So maybe add a few more turquoise, because you can never have enough turquoise. Now, you know what, maybe I'll use the smaller turquoise beads, since I'm getting near the top here. All right. Now my big turquoise beads are shiny, my small ones are not, but probably nobody's gonna notice. All right. What do you think? That's kind of a fun, huh? Should I end them there, or should I put another spacer? What do you think, spacer? You like it that? Okay. All right, now I need to make some sort of a loop to connect things to. So I'm going to, let's see which one. This one looks longer, so I'm going to just make a bend so that goes straight up. And then I'm going to bend this one around. We're just going to do a wrap around that wire. And I am using my pliers because this is 18 gauge. And then, you know, I want to make a little, I'm thinking of hanging that cactus on there, so I need a little loop. So let's see if we can make a little loop here. Be a little tiny loop, but that's fine. All right, I'm gonna have to use pliers to close that, but we managed to make a little tiny loop up there. And now this one, I need to make the loop to hang from the ear wire, right? So we are just going to bend that. Make our loop. This 18 gauge is very stiff. All right. Yeah, that's. I guess on my next one I should cut it a little. A little longer. Right, but it's all right. It's not going to come. I could just make this a simple loop and not bother trying to wrap it. My beads are getting in my way here. So what I'm trying to do is take this and get that in to wrap. So just remember, if you're using 18 gauge, it can be a little much. All right. You know what? We're just gonna straighten that out and we will figure out how to tighten it up later. All right, so there is our hoop. Woo. All right. Let's see if I can. Try and tuck that in a little better because it is, I can feel it. All right, there we go. Let me get the jump ring smaller. And I am going to use a jump ring to hook one of these little cactuses to the loop, and we'll see how that looks. All right. I am going to sit this down only until I grab that edge. Sometimes, you know, letting the ground be my hand. So remember, we're twisting our jump ring. To close it. All right. So there's our earring minus the ear wire. Which I'm really gonna sorry guys, this is harassing me. Oh well, we'll fix it later. All right, so there's a hoop earring minus the ear wire. Let's see if we can make another one, because you know what? I have 2 ears, so I need 2 earrings. Okay. All right, so we're going to take our 18 gauge again. And we're going to take our mandrel. Remember, use whatever makes sense to you, whatever's handy. And we're going to do a little extra wire on both sides this time, so that I don't have to fight as much with it. Oh, hey, Marionica. We are making hoop earrings today. I know you like your hoop earrings. So. All right, let's see if we can make that loop about the same size. So you guys don't know Marionica, but I do. She likes to wear dangly earrings. All right. So now we got to build our design. Now I could build it all from one side, or I can do it from the middle again. I think I'm going to just go on one side because it'll make my life easier. But I'm going to match my design. So I did 5 of those, 1 of these. I'm going to need a couple more spacers. All right, then see if I can, so I need a rust, turquoise, oops, that's purple, there's pink, and purple, right, and green. All right. So you posted earrings, Janelle. I'll have to take a look and see what you guys are posting. Hopefully you saw I did post up a new blooming video. Show you guys more of my inspiration for our cactus blooms mix. I have a cactus in my in a pot on my back deck that opened up yesterday with 2 blooms, and then today there's like 3 or 4 more that are opening up. I think it's like somehow called a crown, some sort of crown cactus, so I'll have to post some pictures of that. All right, you don't want to fit on my wire for some reason. sometimes even when you have good quality beads, they still don't always have consistent holes. That. Pink turquoise. And that coppery. Yeah, you guys have both been making some really fun things this year. Yeah, the cactus blooms are so fun, and the saguaros apparently are blooming not too far from here. There's one cactus near me that some opened up, but they're like way up high, so I can't really take good pictures of them, so I usually don't bother. Alright, let's get these. Alright, so we've got our design repeated here. Now let's see if we can end up with something that's about the same size, right? Because kind of want our hoops to be similar here. So I am going to put that one straight up, and then we're going to wrap this one around. And see, I made a much longer piece this time, so we can make a nice loop here. Now, this, if I was smart, I'd have probably made this ahead of time, or before I started wrapping, but that's all right. So we have that, so let's trim that, and we can close that up. All right. And now we are gonna do a wrapped loop here. And again, I am going to use my pliers to help me because this is nice stiff wire, but we want the wire to hold its shape, so using 18 gauge helps with that. And see how much nicer it is when you have a longer piece. It's much less fighting, so I'm gonna have to work with the other one to get it looking decent. The good news is people probably aren't looking that closely at your ears, but if you're making them to sell, then it matters. All right, so we've got that. Let's get this other cactus in here. Oh, that wasn't the ones. I use these smaller rings. So yesterday we were out walking, and we saw a javelina, which we usually don't see them, unless you're walking early or late in the day, but this guy was out there just by himself. He didn't like us too much. He ran off, but he'll be in my next set of pictures. But we also saw the, we have 2 years ago, we had a hawk nest, and the hawks are back in their nests. So both mom and dad were there sitting with the eggs yesterday. So I'm excited to keep watching. Twist. I do not have a good grip on there. But there we go. All right. Yay. And there's our other little hoop. All right. So other than our one still needs a little adjustments. Here we've got our hoops. So now we just need some ear wires. So let me need those. Let me quickly move stuff out of the way here. All right. And I'm going to use 20 gauge for my ear wires. Less competition for those. Huh? All right, so remember, if we're just making a simple ear wire without beads, we can use, I don't know why my wire is all bent. Use my pliers to straighten that out a little. If I cut 3.5, or 1 3/4. The reason we do the 3.5 is we can make them together with one piece and they'll be exactly the same size. Since I'm using a mandrel, that's not that big a deal. But all right, now I'm just bending this wire in half. Yeah. I'll hold this so that the ends are lined up. And I'm gonna just bend that as tight as I can. Okay. And it may be easier for you to use, for you to do one at a time, but this way we're making both at the same time. So I'm going to use my 6 looper, and I'm putting the wire in as flush as I can. And then I'm spinning the wire as opposed to my wrist, so keeps things easy on your wrist. All right, so now I have the small loop, and then, I like to use the big looper, so I slide that in there so it's up against, in between the 2 largest ones, and then I am going to push my wire around. And I went backwards, but it's okay, because the loop is in the front as opposed to the back, but it'll be okay. So now I have 2 ear wires, the exact same length. And I can just kind of pull these apart a little so that I can get in there with my cutters. I just cut that seam where they're together. Okay. Now if you end up like, I think this one got a little bit of the extra, so we'll trim that. Oh, looks okay. And don't forget, you know, you need to file the back part that goes through the ears so that you don't hurt anybody with any edges or whatever that got stuck on there. And I'm just using, this is a knife, it's actually a knife sharpener, but it works really well for this. And since I have my bench press out, or my bench block, we are gonna hammer those so that it'll hold their shape. I like to hammer the whole thing because you know how sometimes earrings will try to bend, the wires will try to bend when you try to put them in your ear. So I want the whole thing to be stiff. And if you're buying like raw, like sterling silver wire to make your ear wires out of, which I used to never make mine out of craft wire. I used to always use either sterling or niobium. But you can buy, you know, hard wire as opposed to super soft wire. And that also helps them hold their shape. All right, so let's get these guys on here. All right, there's one. And two. All right, woohoo. So, here we go. We've got our hoop earrings for Cinco de Mayo. Got them in the nice celebratory colors. We used our turquoise, we used seed beads, which were also our tiny beads. And let me get stuff out of the way, and then we'll have to try them on. All right. Let's flip the camera. Alrighty. If you can see those. That's fun. I like them. So, all right, everybody. Yay, we finished our week 14 project. All right, so just a reminder, so we will be back next Thursday at noon. Sunday, I'm going to take the day off because it's TGBE, so there's lots of beading stuff to watch. I also have company, so I'm probably going to have to watch it all in replay, but it happens. And then, like I said, I will get the samples posted for the butterfly earring kits. So we have them in the Amazonite. We'll have a very similar style, although my beads are a little different in the pink quartz. And then I also have a halite version, which is going to be quite different, only because of what I found to go with it. Okay, but it'll also be in gold. And again, the kits include these diamond ear pieces, right? It'll include a set of butterflies and then all the other gemstone and spacer beads to match with it. The only thing there's no wire or head pins in there. Okay, so that way you can assemble them however you want, but the ear wires, or the earring components are there, and those are gonna be $12 each, so for the kit. So if you're interested, let me know, and let me know what color they're in. But I will make that post in our Bead Stash Challengers group first, and then see what else is there. You want me to show? Okay. Well, hopefully your show goes well. You know, the great thing is you can watch all those things in replay. So I might catch a few of them on Saturday. My company doesn't arrive till Saturday evenings. So, but yeah, Sunday is the day I normally watch more shows, because there's a lot of people that I'm interested in. I haven't even looked at the kits or anything, so I don't even know what people are making this time. Anyways, that's all the announcements I have. Again, if you're can't wait to see your project. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to direct message me or direct message Desert Cat Creations, and I will get back to you. Or you can comment on a video if your question has to do with that video or something else. And then I will get back to you as soon as I can. Please like and follow us at Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. All these videos will be on YouTube. They disappear after 30 days from Facebook. So all that is available to you for as long as you want. YouTube's free. You don't even have to subscribe. You can find us at Desert Cat Creations on YouTube as well. So, and if you're local, you can find our pre-made or our assembled kits. Some of our assembled goodies are available for sale at the Freebird shop in Catalina, Arizona. So be sure to check them out. Everything they sell is made in Arizona. So it's a great way to shop local and get something, a little souvenir or something if you're in the area. So anyways, you guys have a great week, I guess. So it'll see you in a week, and I look forward to seeing you guys around online and seeing what you're making. So go out, be creative. Hopefully you have some time to do that. And also, if spring is sprung where you're living, get out and check out some of those flowers, and feel free to share some of those flower pictures with me. I always love to see them. Saw somebody posting the dogwoods from Arizona or Virginia, which I used to live in Virginia. So I do miss the cherry trees and the dogwoods, but that's about all I miss from there. I miss some of the people, but I don't miss the chaos and craziness and the humidity. So anyways, all right. See you soon, and have a great week. Bye.